Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum, brothers, sisters, and friends. We are going to talk about Prophet Suleiman. So, friends, Prophet Suleiman was the son of Prophet Dawud or Prophet Dawud, who was a wise king of the Israelites. Prophet Sulaiman was born in Jerusalem, Palestine. He was a great learner and observer of learned a lot from his father Dawud. Prophet Sulaiman was born in 931 BC in present-day Palestine and died in 990 BC at the age of 59. Prophet Sulaiman is mentioned in the Quran by his name 17 times in 16 verses, and he is mentioned in various other verses as well, not by name though. He was a beloved Prophet of Allah Almighty and was bestowed with various miracles, gifts that no other prophet ever had. It was only Prophet Sulaiman who got the ability to speak and communicate with all the birds and animals on earth. Sulaiman was given the power by Allah Almighty to command the wind and jinns as well. So friends, Allah Almighty states in the Quran that and Solomon inherited David. He said, O people, we have been taught the language of birds and we have been given from all things in it. Indeed, this is evident boundary. There are many narratives and stories about the wise judgment, ability of miracles of Prophet Sulaiman in the Holy Quran. These stories prove the great wisdom and judgment of Prophet Sulaiman. So friends, wise judgment ability of Sulaiman's, it is mentioned in Quran, and remember Dawud and Sulaiman when they gave judgment in the matter of the field into which the sheep of certain people and strayed by night. We did witness their judgment to Solomon. We inspired the right understanding of the matter to each of gave judgment of and knowledge. Wise judgment ability of Sulaiman's, it is mentioned in Quran. And remember Dawud and Sulaiman when they gave judgment in the matter of the field into which the sheep of certain people and strayed by night. We did witness their judgment to Solomon. We inspired the right understanding of the matter. To each of them we gave judgment and knowledge. So, friends, the detailed story is written by Allama Ismail bin Qasr with the reference of Hafiz bin Jarir and Ibn Abi Hatim. Two men approached Prophet Dawud for judgment between them regarding to field. The owner of the field complained that the other man's sheep entered into his vineyard and ate up all the grapes. In his absence, Prophet Dawud gave his judgment that he had of the sheep should be given to the owner of the garden as compensation. However, Prophet Sulaiman asked permission to give a better judgment upon this matter. The father asked his son what he had to tell them. Then Prophet Sulaiman replied that the sheep should be given to the owner of the garden to get from them his livelihood, benefit from his food and milk, and the garden should be given to the owner of the sheep and he had to cultivate the garden till it is restored to its previous condition. And then the garden and the sheep should be returned to their owners. So friends, Prophet Suleiman and the plea of an ant. Once Suleiman, moving with his troop of jinn, humans and birds, they marched with discipline towards the direction to the valley of ants. Witnessing this hug army of Prophet Suleiman, one of the ants informed the other ants to hide. She knew that Suleiman and his troops would likely crush them. This incident is mentioned in Quran until when they came upon the valley of the ants. And he said, O ants, enter your dwellings, that you not be crushed by Suleiman and his soldiers, while they perceived not. Prophet Suleiman, when heard this conversation of ants, smiled and thanked Allah Almighty for such miracles, gifts, and said, O my Lord, enable me to be grateful for your favor which you have bestowed upon me and upon my parents, and to do right observance of which the prove, and admit me by your mercy into the rank of your righteous servants. He immediately commanded the army to change its path, and this way destruction of the ants was avoided. This shows how generous he was turned the entire troop, who was in thousand just because of the plea of the king and instigation creation. After the death of his father, Prophet Dawud, Prophet Suleiman became the prophetic king of Israel. It is mentioned in the Quran that Prophet Suleiman asked Allah Almighty to grant him a kingdom that nobody ever had. He said, My Lord, do thou forgive me and grant me a kingdom which is not fit for being inherited by anyone after me. Allah Almighty answered his prayers and provided him with what he pleased and bestowed him with many miracles gifts throughout his life. He could control the blowing wind according to his choice and will, and Allah Almighty also gave him a spring of a molten brass copper which was used in the construction by jinns. Allah Almighty's status in the Quran said, and we made the wind subsequent to Sulaiman, which made a month's journeys in the morning and a month's journey in the evening. And we made a fountain of molten copper to follow out of iron, and of jinns. Some worked before him by the command of his Lord, and whoever turned aside from our command from among them, we made him taste of the punishment of burning. So friends, Allah Almighty said, Masjid Aqsa was first built by Prophet Adam, and after a decade it was rebuilt by Prophet Ibrahim. After many decades, it again fell and was reconstructed by Prophet Dawud. He could not complete it and died. It was Suleiman and his army of men and king who completed the work of Masjid Aqsa. So friends, one day, while Prophet Suleiman and his army were on some mission, the bird Hudhud, came to them and said, I comprehended that which you do not comprehend, and I have brought to you a sure information from Sabah. So friend, the bird said, an intelligent and powerful woman named Bilqis ruled the kingdom. Then Prophet Suleiman sent a letter to the Queen of Sabah, inviting them to oneness of Allah Almighty. Bilqis, the Queen of Sabah, got the letter and decided to send valuable presents to Suleiman, thinking he would animal and rape. So Prophet Suleiman rejected them and sent the courtiers back with the gifts and messages. Said these gifts are nothing in front of all the gifts that Allah Almighty has bestowed him with. Submit to Allah Almighty, or he would come with his army and destroy the Sabah. She then decided to visit the palace of Prophet Suleiman. When Suleiman heard about her arrival, he asked his army to bring him the throne of the queen before she reached. There was one jinn who had knowledge of the book, said he could bring it, and it was there in a blink of an eye. When Queen Bilqis arrived at the palace of Suleiman, she was asked if this was her throne, and she replied that it looks similar to her throne. Then Suleiman asked the queen to enter the palace hall, the floor of which was a smearing glass made. She pulled up her dress, thinking it was water. Suleiman then informed her that the floor is made up of glass. So friend, she was amazed. She had never seen such things before. Bilqis realized that she was in the company of a very knowledgeable person who was not only a ruler of a great kingdom but a messenger of Allah Almighty. As well, Queen Bilqis gave up sun worship, accepted the oneness of Allah Almighty, and asked our people to do the same. So, friends, Prophet Suleiman ruled for 30 years and died at the age of 60 years. Most of his public work was performed by the jinns. Jinns were under the control of Suleiman as a punishment for their misdeed of making humans believe that they possess all the power of know the unseen and could foresee what will happen in the future. The death of Prophet Suleiman was a lesson for mankind and the jinns that only Almighty knows the unseen and is aware of the future. So friends, Allah Almighty states in the Quran that Suleiman died while he was leaning on his staff and was watching over the jinns who were engaged in their work. He remained upright and looked away for a very long. However, he was dead, but nobody knew it. Jinns continued their work non-stop, thinking that Suleiman is overseeing them. Many days passed and the death of Prophet Suleiman was known when small creatures, insects, ate up his stuff and his body, great body, filled the ground, and the jinn realized that no one knows the unseen but Allah Almighty. Allah Almighty says in the Quran, but when we decreed death for him, naught showed them his death but a creature of that earth that ate away his star. And when it fell, the jinn came to know plainly that if they had known the unseen, they would not have died in amazing torment. So friends, his tomb of Sulaiman in compound of Masjid al-Aqsa in Jerusalem. So friends, Allah Hafiz.